Welcome to Senior Individual Performance Preliminary Round. If you're just joining us, please make sure all cell phones are turned off at this time. No photography or video unless you have the permission of the performer. And it is a joy to judge. My name is Dr. Anna, and today my colleagues are...
I'm Tabitha.
I'm Marion.
Let's sit forward and enjoy history. Thank you, everyone. Performer, when you're ready, you may begin.
Aloha, my name is Essie Workman, and the title of my performance is Captain America, a Man Before His Time. Are you all right? Did he hurt you? The devil, I mean. You haven't seen him? Good. He and I have been locked in fierce combat for some time. I'd like to tell you about it if you don't mind, to warn you. After all, I am Captain America. It's my job to protect citizens from all kinds of danger. When the devil dragged me down to hell, I tried my level best to defeat him. I delivered the final blow with one mighty pow from my shield. A hushed silence fell across the rocky chamber. I spoke out in a clear, defiant voice. I have won the battle, and now I demand my return to the world of mortals. Ascend, Captain America, to the land of mortals, but I won't rest until you're defeated. This one time, the devil was as good as his word. I was back in the land of mortals all right, but the devil had followed me here. Knowing I could best him physically, he resorted to manipulations of the mind. He attacked me using criticisms that have followed me since the beginning, when Joe Simon and Jack Kirby created me, one of the first Marvel comic superheroes, in March 1941. What good are you, Captain America? Have you led people or left a legacy? You're a fictional character. He's right. I'm not a real person, but I did make a real impact on the world. Freshman high school student Essie Workman put it this way. Captain America's creators endowed him with timeless principles of freedom, equality, and justice that inspired World War II era Americans to enlist in the armed forces and buy war bonds. But Captain America also led his country, not only by embodying what they believed they were, but by showing them what they could be. Although some see comics as a way to objectify enemies, he was an example in living color of the new dreams post-war Americans were striving for by displaying equal treatment of disabled people, women, and racial minorities. Devil said I didn't do any good. I educated him. In March 1941, when the first Captain America comic came out, America was still 9 months from entering World War II. Average American citizens were staunch isolationists and didn't believe Hitler was an enemy of the nation. But in my first issue, 9 blissful months before Pearl Harbor, I fought and defeated Hitler, and America noticed. Joe Simon, an original creator, thought, let's get ourselves a real live villain for our first issue. Adolf Hitler would be a perfect foil for a new character. With his hair, his stupid-looking mustache, his goose-stepping. He's like a cartoon anyway. What? Oh, another death threat from the 5th column. Jeez Louise, I'm sketching up to lunch. The 5th column. I can't believe there would be a pro-Hitler group in America. They're saying Captain America taints Americans' views to think of Hitler as our enemy. Hello? Hello, Madam Guardia. You saying us boys over here doing a good job? The city of New York will see that no harm will come to us? Good. Now I can eat. So you see, my comics affected real people, political groups, even whole cities. I'd foiled the devil once again, but he wasn't done yet. You're just propaganda, but they did a good job dressing you up. Propaganda is used to influence an audience by presenting facts selectively. You were used to glorify war, and I happen to know that in 1954, the comic code, the rating system for parents and kids, was created because comics like yours were corrupting children. I happen to know I've done some real live good for young people. My friend Sam, an actual American kid, once wrote me a letter. Dear Captain America, when I was in my school library, I found your comic books, and I checked it out. It changed my life. Reading how you stood up for your ideals makes me want to be that kind of man when I grow up. I also plan on making my own comic book series. And you know, that Sam Campos has grown up to be a fine man and a comic book creator today. Ugh, I'm not through with you, Captain America. So I, the devil, will disguise myself as one of my most despicable weapons, the teenage fangirl. Captain America, I'm your biggest fan! I can't believe you used to be 4F. I mean, nobody wanted to date those boys who didn't pass their physicals, and we called them FFers. Now that I think back, that was terrible. Were you the dreamiest, blonde, blue-eyed, muscly? A real man. I wasn't always muscly, and I do not just represent the blonde-haired, blue-eyed men of America. Are you familiar with what a 4F is? It's men who tried to become soldiers in World War II who didn't pass their medical examinations. They were classified 4F, physically unfit for service. I was a 4F. I started out as a patriotic young American named Steve Rogers. Too sickly and weak to qualify for standard enlistment, I volunteered for a dangerous scientific experiment conducted by Professor Erskine. So nice to meet you. Steve was injected with a liquid and he underwent a startling transformation. His muscles expanded and tightened to the peak of human perfection. No longer a fragile patriot, he now has a massive physique, a proud new name and a bold mission. Captain America was born. You might say, but not every disabled person can take a super serum. Back in the 1940s, my experience foresaw amazing technological advances would assist multitudes of disabled citizens and illustrated their dignity and potential, while the nation only officially ratified the Americans with Disabilities Act in 1995. But my comic books also championed women. Remember Peggy Carter? When I was introduced in the Captain 76th comic book, I helped take down the Nazis. Yet during World War II and until 2013, women weren't allowed in combat roles. However, Jack Kirby, in Original Creator, said, I respect women in general. I think they should have their independence. I once told Captain America, this is everybody's war. I was needed and I answered the call just as you did in your own way. By depicting a woman as an active combat soldier, the writers made Captain America way ahead of his time in regards to female equality. And in the Captain's 117th comic book, Sam Wilson, or the Falcon, was introduced. I'm Sam Wilson, the first African-American superhero in mainstream comic books. Before I'd assumed my super identity, I rescued Cap when he was being hunted by the Exiles. Cap thanked me and asked me to join him in the ranks of superheroes. I said, me? A costumed clown? But I did end up joining him. Sam Wilson once said to me, your skin may be a different color, but there's no man alive I'm prouder to call brother. So, disabled people, women, and racial minorities were depicted as equals before society at large was ready to acknowledge it. But there was one problem I do worry about. There's a group mentality called regression. Often in the face of threat, a group will retreat around a leader, attributing to him all their highest ideals as a way of securing their identity and superiority over others, often by showing enemies as more monsters than men. In doing this, we end up suspending our own thinking of the complexity of the situation and what's really going on. There are ongoing disputes where we have scholars such as Adorno and Horkheimer, who believes that our nationalism blinds us to the ways in which America misbehaves and clouds willingness to see the truth of vulgar power. On the other hand, we have Stuart Hall, who believes this theory oversimplifies men. Men are complex beings with minds of their own who desire and drive towards freedom. Look, I don't think anyone loves this country as much as I do. I defend the U.S., I protect the Constitution, I fight for people's rights, but I believe people should see me for who I am, a cartoon superhero, and understand I represent an American ideal. If we're not careful, our patriotism can blind us. By the time I had finished my story, the devil fangirl was nowhere in sight. Then, out of the smoke, arose a terrible, hideous form, and I found myself face to face with the devil himself. Slowly, the evil one advanced towards me. There is no equality. Even in your America today, there are disputes about equality. But that's what America is, sir. It's a place of new beginnings and learning from our mistakes. We can and will go through this together because that's what we do. And that's what I stand for. I'm a man before my time, endowed with timeless principles. I inspired World War II Americans. I led my country by showing them their potential. I left a legacy of equality for people with disabilities, for women, and for racial minorities. We're all human beings, all equal before our Creator. Nothing you can ever do or say will ever change that. Then, something shining from my eyes, something of the indestructible good of mankind, stopped the evil one. Oh, your eyes! I can't stand to look at them. I admit defeat, but I will come again when there is no longer a Captain America to champion the good. There will always be an America to fight for mankind against the forces of evil. Ladies and gentlemen, I've taken care of him for now, but you know he's bound to return. And when he does, remember what I've taught you, and we'll get through it together. As one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
see the next performer.